No cards? Okay.
Nobody wants to talk to us?
I know. Thank you. Okay, it is 6:31 on July 11th, 2018, and I call this meeting to order. Lisa, would you please call the roll call? Present.
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 Thank you. We are now on to item C, Pledge of Allegiance, and I'll ask Mrs. Dickinson to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
For which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mrs. Dickinson. We are now on to item 1D, adoption of the agenda. And before we begin, I would like to remove item 7J from the agenda
Okay.
as it's being dealt with by district staff.
Okay.
So I would second the motion to approve the agenda with the removal of J.
I'll second that.
Yeah, that was a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are now on to item 2A, call the public, but we don't have any cards, so y'all are very quiet out there. So we'll move to item 3, Superintendent's Report. Dr. Lopeman.
Thank you, President Knorr. It's definitely my pleasure to give you a good list of good news this evening, starting off with a celebration in our hiring update. At this moment, we have 4 openings remaining in the district, 3 special education positions scattered among the schools, and a recent opening of a 5th grade position at Pima Butte. Our principals and our HR department have done an outstanding job securing qualified applicants for principals to interview. So we look forward to another great update in a couple weeks. Safety remains the #1 priority in Maricopa Unified School District. Our school principals have been collaborating with the Maricopa Police Department to complete assessments of campus safety and readiness for an emergency response. To ensure staff and students are trained and equipped, safety backpacks are being restocked and plans crafted to ensure staff and student ownership of necessary procedures. Just today, I had a meeting with Chief Stahl of the Maricopa PD regarding funds that have been released at the federal level to support school safety. While the dollars may not be used to fund officers at our schools, we are generating other uses of the money like surveillance technology, training, and other facility enhancements that will reduce the impact of an unthinkable event. This is a significant development, and I look forward to sharing the details in the coming weeks. With an intent to offer first-class service to all of our customers, that would be the students, parents, and to each other, the front office personnel in our schools are making themselves available to serve by phone and in person. We want every call and every visit greeted with a friendly voice and a smile. As the year progresses, we look forward to updating you and our community on the customer service standards that will help define the Maricopa Unified School District. In order to enrich the service and programming we provide our community, we have continued the talks that Dr. Chestnut began with the Boys and Girls Club in Pinal County. Over the next year, we hope to develop programming that will support our students' academic, physical, and social development in conjunction with the Boys and Girls Club. We're improving our methods of communication as well in Maricopa Unified School District. That's another aspect of our service mindset. Upon complete installation, our new phones and the service associated will be a significant upgrade. No more dropped calls, no more delayed voicemails, better service all around. And we appreciate the work of the technology department that makes this vision a reality. We're also beginning the upgrade of our website. In the next couple months, we will propose board action that will allow us to embark upon the transfer of our current product to a new and improved version of the MUSD website. Once again, kudos to the tech department for paving the way. New teachers arrive tomorrow at 8 a.m. Board members, you're invited to help extend a warm welcome to our newbies. If you can't make the 8 a.m. start, just let us know when you can be here, and we will interrupt the proceedings to make sure you have a chance to say hello to our new teachers. The curriculum department has prepared a great induction to the standards and expectations of MUSD, and I can assure you they will be set up for success. Speaking of set up for success, thank you, board, for setting me up for success in a wonderful environment here at the district and at the schools, and by pairing me with wonderful directors and school principals. We've really started diving into more of the day-to-day function, since I'm here day-to-day now. So I want to thank you for setting me up for success with these wonderful individuals. But also, I have joined the Grand Canyon University's new Superintendents Collaborative Network. And this is a kind of a trifecta of agencies with GCU, ADE, and ASA. That's a lot of alphabet soup. I don't even, not quite sure what they all stand for. But I have been assigned a mentor, and I'm now among an excellent group of professionals. The job of a superintendent is a big one, and I think the extra support that I'm going to receive through this network will just allow me to love it more than I already do. So I'm looking forward to that work going forward. Thank you very much. That concludes my report.
Great, thank you, Dr. Lipman. We will now move on to governing board member reports. Mrs. Cotray.
Thank you, President Knorr. Well, after our last board meeting, I got up really early the next morning and did the orientation at NAU with my recent grad. I'm extremely impressed, and he's very excited to go. I'm not sure if I'm ready for him to go, because that's a little far, but it was a really nice, they did a really nice job with orientation. They made sure that parents understood what the expectations and the boundaries that parents have now with college students. It's a lot different than when you have kids here in K through 12. And then this past Monday, I did the orientation, well, I went to do the registration pickup for my daughter because my kids are in Michigan right now. So I went to get her schedule, and I have to say the way that they organized it at the high school this year, it was very smooth transition. They had all the counselors in the computer lab of the library handling the course requests to change. I happened to have one of those done, and it went very smoothly. Even with all of the activity that was going on at the high school with the Navi tournament. So kudos to the high school staff. They really did a good job. I know that tomorrow they're finishing up. Freshman is during the day, and then anybody who hasn't had a time to go and pick up your schedules, you can do that from 5 to 7 tomorrow night, and then if you happen to miss that, you can just go into the high school next week. So it was very nice.
Thank you. Excited about that. Mr. Judd?
Thank you, President Knorr. I didn't get a chance to report back from some of the things that I picked up on the Summer Leadership Conference. One of the things that I was actually going to request that we put it on the agenda, this individual come down and speak, ran into an individual that represented College Board. It's a nonprofit, and basically it assists both parents and students in the process of going through their college application process. And there was a lot of different aspects. She sat down and really had a lot of good information, and I think it would be an asset to have her come down and at least make it available to the public and let them know that it's an option out there for them. In addition to that, we'll be attending the Welcome Back on the 20th. Looking forward to that. I start a little bit later because we have the adjusted schedule now here in MUSD, so I can attend that for the first time. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Mrs. Anderson.
Okay, it's been a busy week already. So I just want to say how excited I am to have Dr. Lipman on board officially in a full-time capacity as superintendent. I have thoroughly enjoyed working with her so far, and she really is doing a fantastic job of creating a solid team and creating a teamwork. So I'm just welcome. I'm excited. It's going to be a great year. I was at the high school on Tuesday doing the whole school registration thing, and I have to say as well, it went very smooth. I also want to tell Heidi Verrattle she did a great job of getting it organized, and Brian Winters for the 6 counselors they have at the high school now. They're phenomenal. A couple of them have been teachers, so they get it. So it was a smooth transition, and I was very pleased with the way it went. So if you haven't gone down there, I suggest you go and just check it out. You start out at the library, and it's a very smooth process. I will be at the new teacher thing tomorrow morning. Rick Abel and I are doing bus tours with all of the new teachers. So we're going to do the tour the school boundaries and kind of give them a little bit of history of where we've come from and where we are. And these used to be cotton fields and those used to be pecan orchards. So so we're excited for that, and I'm looking forward to seeing all the new faces and the excitement that they have and the energy. Because I remember that first job. It's like, ooh, but so I'm excited to do that. So I'll see you in the morning. And then Friday, I've got a board meeting with Against Abuse. So we'll be planning kind of our strategic plan and going forward and seeing where we can partner with the school district on some teen dating violence classes and moving that forward. And then next week is the new teacher. All the teachers come back on the 20th, and I will be there for that. So it's full steam ahead. No slowing down now. So I'm excited. It's going to be a great year.
Thank you. Dr. Miller?
Yes, I can't believe that school's about to start. 2 weeks, July 23rd. Where's the summer gone? I know if some of us are ready to get it over, as hot as it is outside, I'm definitely, who's not ready for fall here, right? Well, I would just like to express, I know I got a phone call from transportation, so I was definitely pleased to see that and setting up transportation for one of my sons for school. So I know transportation's working really hard in getting the schedules out this year, so that there aren't any barriers, which of course with any system and all the kids we're working with, there are always some challenges. But I know that they're working really hard, and I know that they're working hard for every student. And as I expressed last meeting, that I will not rerun for this position, and so I believe August 8th is the deadline for candidates to file a packet. I'm not for sure if there's been anybody has filed a packet yet, but I believe August 8th, and I think that there's 157 signatures that's needed, so just do a little work. It's really not too hard. This is a great experience, a lot of work, and working with a lot of great dedicated people. So I definitely hope people will definitely have a good slate. I think that's about it that I have to share. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Miller. I, too, am excited about the soon-to-be new school year. That's starting early, but I think I'm ready for it. My kids are certainly ready to stop playing video games, so that's looking forward to it. I was able to tour Desert Winds Middle School with my soon-to-be middle schooler, first middle schooler, and the changes they've made over there, I toured it during the last school year, and then I toured it again this week on Monday, and the changes they've made since I toured, at the end of the last school year are incredible. And so I'm looking forward to a great start at Desert Winds, but also in all of our schools. I'm sure they're all making great changes, but I was really blown away by everything they've done, and the school looks great, the classrooms look great. They've added a blended learning section so that more kids can participate in blended learning, which I think is a huge draw for our district. I shared with the staff at Desert Winds that I've had parents from Pima Butte ask me, do you know anybody else going down the 347 for school? Because we don't know anybody else from the class that's going, up there for school. And I said, no, I don't. My son and all his friends are going to Desert Winds. So And when I shared that with the staff, they got chills, which I did too the first time I heard it, because, that really shows that, people believe in our district, and they're choosing to stay here, and they're choosing to put their kids here, and that our district is doing what we should do for our kids. And so I'm really proud of everything we've done and look forward to building on that in the years to come. I really do. So that's all I have. We will move on to item 5, information items and work study. Review the monthly financial report. Mr. Roush. Clicker.
President Knorr, members of the board, Dr. Volkman, reviewing the May 2018 financial report, and yes, we have a barbecue on the front page here. That was the staff barbecue that we do with our benefit fair, and I think that went well. At least the cooks thought it did. So if you had a chance to review, this is our May financial report. We put a budget revision in this document, and part of we have one more month after this, and then we close out our books. We have a 2-month period. We have a lot of potential POs, or we put a lot of encumbrances on the report, and sometimes those encumbrances don't come to fruition. So this is when we do all our journal entries and stuff. Oh, and by the way, we have the auditors in our office too.
Oh,
so
yippee.
we're reviewing all the work. I want to make sure everybody knows that we have an intensive annual audit every year. If you had a chance to peruse the financial report and have any questions, I'm happy to answer those.
Great, thank you. Are there any
I
questions?
don't have any questions.
No questions, Mr. Roush? No, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. We're now on item 6A, approve the June 27, 2018 regular consent agenda to approve the minutes. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now on to our action items. 7A, discussion and possible approval of the personnel schedule. Mr. Beckett. Oh,
Thank you, President Knorr, members of the governing board, Dr. Lopin. You have the personnel schedule in front of you tonight. I did write a clarifying email on the Title II stipends that we have once again on the agenda here, but I got willing to answer any questions at this point in time.
Mr. Beckett, the only question I have is, can you just state for the public what you told us? Because I know last time I was one of them that pulled off the Title II stipends, wanted to find out how many used it for their makeup time and make sure that we're not double dipping. So can you just share that with the public so they understand what we're doing?
Certainly, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. Member Anderson, the stipends that we're offering for the mentorship work are multi-year. So they began really in the spring of this past year and will continue through the entire year. Overall, from Title II funds, we will be funding each of these 38 positions, $1,500 to mentor all of our teachers. In that email, I also laid out the number of days that they're looking at outside of their contract days that they're going to be coming for trainings. In addition to that, we're going to be working with either 1, 2, maybe 3 teachers at their campus, planning observation times, networking with them, helping them through this. We believe as a staff that the $1,500 is a value, actually. These are our best teachers that we have supporting our new people. We think like I said, it's a great value. It's a Title II expenditure. It's not really impacting our maintenance and operation funds. We did have some teachers that did use that time for a makeup day, but again, we felt there was some justification for allowing them to do that. So we were comfortable with moving forward with this. We're just asking for, again, your support tonight on that. We think it's the right thing to do for our people.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate the clarification. And then I had one more question.
Certainly.
Employee number 2,
Yes.
Was that due to a grant ending?
Yes.
Okay.
The decision was made to end that grant.
Okay, that's all I have.
Thank you.
And I
Thank
have a
you.
question in relation to the Health and Wellness Counselor.
Yes, sir.
First, would it be possible at your earliest convenience to send me the job description?
For
I'd just be
that-
yes.
Yeah,
I'd just be interested to see what all the roles and responsibilities are on that. And along with that, in that position, do they assist the school nurse in terms of going to the classrooms and helping students, teachers, like with hand washing and hygiene? 'Cause I know there's been some discussion with the nurses in terms of, because of all their roles and responsibilities, that's one of the things that they wish that they could do more of, is going in the classrooms. Now, is that position, would they do that?
Right. This particular position, Dr. Miller was assigned directly to the high school.
Okay.
And it was primarily working with at-risk behaviors. I had counselor down there, but the role really is a coach, is what it was actually described as. And once again, I'll be more than willing to get that job description to you that was used.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for the question.
Any other questions for Mr. Beckett or motions?
No, I'd like to motion that we approve the HR schedule.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 7B, discussion and possible approval of the delegate and alternate for the Arizona School Board Association Delegate Assembly on September 8th, 2018.
Josh, you still
I'll do
in?
it again.
Yes.
Cool.
Great. So Josh,
I enjoy it.
I know you do.
Good, because I already gave you all the
And you're good at it.
information.
Yeah, I know. And I have to say, Ms. Anderson did an amazing job in
thank you.
terms of her work with ASBA, in terms of getting that agenda down to something manageable for once, which is a lion's task, having
it
been in
was-
that room and
it was
dealing
good.
with that
Yeah.
many people to do that.
The war room?
But yeah, absolutely, yeah, the war room, so to speak. But yeah, I will absolutely do that.
Cool.
Great, thank you.
We need an alternate.
We do need an alternate.
Can you be the alternate? No? Do we need an alternate? You're for sure going to be there, right?
Well, we need
I
to
mean,
put a name down. The alternate doesn't necessarily have to be there, but we should put a name down on the alternate. We can put you down as the alternate.
No, I can't. You can't put me on there at all.
She's gonna-
Because
she's-
I'm the chairman. So it needs to be Patty or
No.
Anna Marie. I think it's fine without filling it in. Most districts don't put an alternate.
Okay.
So I think we're fine if we don't,
Okay.
we don't have to do that.
And I'm fine to be named as an alternate, but I'm not going to be there unless Josh calls me and says I won't be there.
No.
And if he calls me and says he won't be there, then I can be there, but I'm not just going to show up to sit to do nothing.
Right.
But I'm fine being named as the alternate.
Okay.
And I will go if he comes
Okay.
down with
He won't.
some issue, but I don't think he will.
It was enjoyable. Doing
Right.
it last year,
Yeah.
I enjoy it, so.
So can I move that board member Joshua Judd be elected as the delegate for the Arizona School Board Association Delegate Assembly on September 8th, 2018, and President Anne Marie Nor be listed as the alternate.
I'll second that.
Great, we have a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we are on to item 7C, approve to hold a public notice hearing for the adopted budget for fiscal year 2019. Is there anybody who would like to speak to us in this public hearing about our proposed budget? We'd love to hear from you. So it looks like nobody wants to talk, so
So you close the
we have to close.
public-
So I need
yeah.
a motion and a second to close it, correct?
I'll motion that we.
You never motioned.
We
to open
didn't
it.
motion to
didn't
open it
motion to
to.
Oh,
open it.
motion to open it.
Do you
Okay.
need motion to
Right.
open to go into a public notice, into a public?
I don't know, because we don't have to motion our action items.
You're good.
You're-
Yeah, just motion to close.
You opened it up, you invited the public to speak. They chose not, nobody came up to speak. You're good.
We just
Says-
motion to close.
We don't need a motion.
We don't need a
Oh, we
motion to
don't?
close
You
either.
never
We don't.
motioned to open it. You
Yeah.
just,
Okay.
you just automatically opened it up because that's what it was on the agenda.
Okay, great. So then we'll move on to item 7D, discussion and possible approval of the fiscal year 19 adopted budget.
If there's no discussion, I would just like to approve the proposed budget for 18-19.
Mr. Roush, did you want to present
Mr.
something?
Roush, you're chomping at the bit.
I know, he's super excited to get up here.
Well, this is the most exciting meeting of the year.
This is the
Yes.
culmination of his efforts.
I'm sure the masses are just waiting to come in. Your preference. This is pretty much the same presentation
Yeah.
as the proposed, so,
Yeah.
and it's the same budget as the proposed, so.
Well, I would second the proposal to approve the budget 2018, 2019.
So we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have approved a budget.
Nice job, Mr.
Yeah,
Roush.
Thank you.
Thanks. I always want to put a plug in to, or for my staff, because a lot of preparation goes into this, as well as our CAFR and anything that we do. So we're only as good as our staff. And so, again, kudos to them, but thank you.
Thank you. Item 7E, discussion and possible approval of the first reading of new policy, DICA, budget format. And so these new policies that we're considering tonight are all a result of laws that were passed.
Correct.
Actually, most of them were in the budget
Correct.
that the legislature passed in May. And so, are there any questions about item 7E?
It's going to sound silly, and it comes up in a couple of these, so I'll say it now. But where things need to be placed on the website, it states the word prominent, and I would just like some kind of guidance for our IT department in terms of exactly what prominent means, so that we are posting it properly in the way that it needs to be posted.
Right, and I think, and we should get legal, I'm sure ASBA has some sort of guidance on that, but what I remember from when this was being passed by legislature is it's the front page of the website.
Front page, yeah.
So it means when you open the website,
That's right.
it's there.
Right.
But
But
it could be a
it could be in a
link. There's a
menu.
link
right
there,
Just
yeah.
some kind of
Yeah.
clarification, just in
Right.
case someone out there wants to make an issue of it.
Absolutely.
We were advised in terms of what prominent means.
Well, we could simply change the word prominent for the first page of the website, or the opening page of the website.
I'm saying in terms of the way it's posted, in us being in good keeping with the law.
You just want to get a definition from
Right.
the attorney.
Right, exactly. So that
Yeah, I
we're
don't
in
know if we can
keeping-
change that word because that's law.
Right.
I don't think we need to change it.
We
No,
just
I know.
need it-
He just
we
wants to know
need
what it means.
defined so that we are placing it properly.
Because really what you're saying is just it needs to be on the landing page.
Right, but how? In terms of if someone opens up the page and it's not an obvious menu item, maybe it's in other, or maybe it's in, say, like FOIA, or it's something related, but it's not right there and obvious, that we get dinged over something silly like that, which probably would never happen. But I
Right.
just think it's a good idea for, at least for our IT guys, in terms of how do we post this? What are the requirements?
I think we have to have like it's separate, like almost a separate link. If it's not actual data on the page, it has to have like a button or something.
Click here for
Yes,
this
yes,
information.
exactly.
Right. Well, that's what I'm referring to. It should be in a menu. Does it have to be listed as a menu item on its own?
Yeah, we'll get,
Yeah.
I think,
I'm
Dr.
s- They
Lipman,
they
we-
will send guidance
Yeah.
on how it needs to be done.
Yeah, Dr. Lipman. We'll get clarification from ASBA.
We,
Call it silly, but people will look for it and make an issue of it, and
Yeah,
our
that's
IT
right.
guys need to
We want it in bold.
know how to post it so that we're
you're
in
right.
keeping.
It needs to be in blue.
we'll make sure that we take advantage of the advice that Arizona School Boards Association offers us in terms of making sure we are in compliance appropriately, and we can do a demonstration here twice when we get with our old website and with our new website, maybe.
So if there's no further discussion, I'd like to make a motion, we approve policy DICA budget format.
I'll second.
I have a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We're now on item 7F, discussion and possible approval of the first reading of updated policy DIE, which
You
is
think they could
a
have
really
just
weird
changed
policy.
that
I
just
know.
a little
Especially
bit?
with what we're talking about.
Policy DIE, audits and financial monitoring.
Listen and obey.
If
And
there's
it-
no discussion, I'd like
Yeah.
to motion that we approve policy DIE.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 7G, discussion and possible approval of the first reading of updated policy DJ, purchasing.
Don't you just wish charter schools had this policy?
I was going to say it, and Ms. Goutre beat me to it. Yeah, these are not, after looking at this policy, is not a requirement for charters to post this
I just want
information.
you all to know that I was talking to a state legislator today, and I made that point. I said, I'm going to a school board meeting to approve all of these new rules that you're putting on us, which we already have lots of rules, and none of them apply to charter schools. So I did that today.
I just think
because-
it's funny.
Oh, I know.
We're doing all this. It's like,
Yeah, we already do a
Exactly.
lot. But we'll do more because,
Yes.
you know what? We know we're doing the right thing.
Because we
So-
have so much money to hire more people to do it.
And all these extra hours were
Yeah.
nothing, I'm sure Mr. Beckett has nothing to do in
Mr. Roush
in the IT department.
loves doing
Nothing
that.
to do.
All
Well,
right.
and it's also the result of bad actors, which is unfortunate, but
Correct.
it is what it is. So, do I have a motion?
Can I move the motion to accept policy DJ, purchasing ethics policy?
I'll
I'll
second that.
second.
Oh,
Go ahead.
You
After
can have it.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Miller, a second by Mr. Judd. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 7H, discussion and possible approval of the first reading of updated policy DJE, bidding and purchasing procedures.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
A motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 7I, discussion and possible approval of the first reading of updated policy FEA, educational specifications for construction.
Can we rename this the Scottsdale policy?
I know. I was going
I'm
to say
sorry.
it.
I'm sorry. It is, but it is a direct,
You're on a roll.
result of that.
Yes, there was some situations that happened that spurred, I think, all of these, actually.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
With that said, motion to approve.
And I will second.
I have a motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we have removed item J from the agenda, so we will now be on 7K. Approved to adjourn to executive session pursuant to ARS 15843A for discussion of a student discipline matter.
I would like to motion that we do approve to adjourn to executive session pursuant to ARS 15-843A for discussion of a student discipline matter.
I'll second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. It is 7:03 PM, and we are now in executive session, we're going into.
Hey, Lisa, this is low on battery, hon. You want me to actually have to replace the battery too? Okay. I think we'll be done before.
Yeah, policy
What do you need?
DJ, I was like,
Oh, Lisa.
let's do it.